Waiting for the sun to rise is something people only normally do on beaches. I don't know why that is. Maybe watching the sunrise is only worth if accompanied by a great view, or maybe it only makes sense to do if you can actually see the sun. From where I was, I had neither of those. I was miles away from the beach, sitting at an apartment looking at other apartments, and I'm not entirely sure where the sun is, but I waited anyway. I tried to guess, to determine at which point night had officially turned to day, and if determining such thing was possible with the naked eye. I mean, how do people in the past decide prayer times? Was it all up to the muadhin so each mosque would have different times, or did they all look for a specific sign? Scientifically, it is possible. Sunrises and sunsets have phases which are measured down to specific geometric degrees relating the Earth's position towards the sun. Here's how the transition goes. So night turns to a phase called astronomical twilight, which then turns into nautical twilight, then civil twilight, and finally day. The exact moment of transition to when day becomes officially day is called civil dawn. I like that term. It sounds poetic. I might just start saying I wake up at civil dawn each morning instead of 5:30 a.m. Waking up this morning, I thought about a line in Phil Kaye's poem called Repetition, which I really like. It goes, "You watch the sunset too often, it just becomes 6 p.m. You make the same mistake over and over, you'll stop calling it a mistake. If you just wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, one day you'll forget why." So on that reminder, I decided to not just wake up today, but to accompany this city as it was waking up and try to remember why. Looking at the sleepy buildings and the slow change of light, I thought about how much science was happening to create this moment. The Earth is 149.6 million kilometers away from the Sun, a distance scientists call the Goldilocks region because its position is just right. A little farther or nearer to the Sun would put Earth in temperatures impossible for any life form. The Earth spins at around 1,669 kilometers per hour at the equator, which is what allows us to have sunrises and sunsets that don't take too long or too short, unlike on other planets. Then there's Einstein's theory on gravitational waves, which explain why space things move and orbit around each other in the first place. And on Earth alone, a lot of physics go into how light is reflected and scattered through the air, and chemistry explains the composition of that air, and a lot of biology and evolution had to take place to result in that tree over there, and also me, sitting here, observing all of this. Thanks to school, a lot of us feel that science is something hard and cold and contains none of the excitement or beauty that fiction or works of art have to offer. And it's sad. Because science is the greatest form of art. Albert Einstein himself said that the joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. And it is humbling to understand science. It is really humbling to realize all the processes needed to result in each specific moment happening on Earth. As proud as we are, as humans, to be creatures capable of amazing things, our existence is almost next to nothing. In 1969, Neil Armstrong was the first person to look at Earth from the moon, and when everyone else thought that this was mankind's greatest achievement yet, Neil Armstrong said, "I didn't feel like a giant. I felt very, very small." It does take away one's ego to think of oneself as a mere side effect of biology and evolution, and realize that the world will go on, with or without us. That our existence in no way influences the movement of planets or stars, and regardless of how I might feel about anything in life, 200 kilometers above me, where the atmosphere ends, nothing matters. One day I will be gone. The universe will collapse, and all things we have ever known will be gone.